Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast. Max, how you doing tonight, my brother?
Doing good, man. I don't know how you feel. I love a double header on Monday night. I love it. I
I
don't know
don't.
why. I know it's usually it's one shit game, one good game. What's about that? Usually Monday night sucks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
50% chance you get something better. I don't know. I don't know those statistics on that one. But we had a game. I feel like for me, the game I thought that would be good was horrible, and the game I thought would be bad was good. I don't know if you had the same thoughts I did.
Yeah. The first game was terrible. Bills and Jags, but overall, I mean, it is what it is. It's a double header.
hmm
I
Next
mean,
week too.
yeah, it's
Shout
week
out to
two.
that.
They
I
they
don't
they've
don't know
been
why.
they've been loving to do this over what 3 years now. I think 3 years straight.
Why don't they do it like on a holiday? Like, why don't you do like start the season 1 week earlier on Labor Day? Then you could have like 3 games on Monday or something, or you could have 2 games on Monday, like spaced out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like something smart.
But look, we welcome you guys to the channel. Welcome to week 3 recap. Um, look,
Well, I wouldn't say recap. Storylines.
storylines. Yeah, week 3
What we
storylines.
want to talk about.
Thoughts, opinions.
Thoughts.
Yeah. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below, all that good stuff. You guys have been killing it lately. We got some pretty cool stuff coming. My air conditioner was on. I'm sorry about that. It's hot out here in LA. But look,
It was all foggy today and overcast. So yeah, it was hot.
hey,
Sure.
it was
Uh huh.
89 where I was at, dog. Sorry, we all don't live in a
You live in
beachy
a
area.
fucking stove. You live in a fucking
I live
oven.
out in the desert, dog. You live out in that beach
Desert.
life.
I got more sand over here than you, asshole.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You that beach life. You got
Don't
that.
deserts have sand?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
More dirt. More dirt.
Dirt. Okay. Yeah, a desert's a big fucking dirt, a big pile of dirt.
All right.
So if I sweep up a little like dirt around my shop, it's like, oh, I got a fucking desert in here. That's how it is.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Look, let's talk about Monday Night Football. The Bills looked absolutely amazing. Let's start it off with the Jags, I guess. And I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Um, the Jags are a dumpster fire right now. They're fucking terrible. They
Mhm.
haven't won a game
Mhm.
since dating back to last year, deep into last year. Trevor Lawrence looks like a shell of himself. The coaching staff is much to blame as well. A lot of players are just not playing up to par. I feel bad for players like Brian Thompson. I feel bad for players like
Brian
uh,
Thomas.
Brian
Got you.
Thomas. Sorry, Brian Thomas. I feel bad for players like ETN.
Dude, he's been there 3 weeks, bro. He's fine.
I feel sorry
He's
for him.
okay right
I feel
now.
like they're wasting his
He's
talent
okay.
along with a lot of other
It's three.
guys.
It's 3 games. That's crazy,
That's
but
how I
okay.
feel. Look, how bad do they look, Max?
Oh, horrendous. I mean, look, I know a lot of people are pointing to Trevor Lawrence's $60 million contract and saying like, "Oh, look, they're 0-3." The Bills scored 34 points in the first half. Only one turnover. Both sides of the ball are a disaster right now. There's no debate in that. To me, a lot of blame goes on Doug Pederson. I don't know if you want me to get into this now or if you want me to hold it so we do our little coach talk we're going to
No,
do this week.
what
Just
you got for us?
I've lived this, guys. I've lived this experiment with Doug Pederson. Year one for the Eagles, it was like, ooh, Carson Wentz, shiny new toy. You know, people who don't know about Doug Pederson, he was kind of a middling OC, and then he had a really good couple years in Kansas City with Alex Smith. That got him the job with the Eagles. He was Andy Reid's like protege, right? Like, don't forget we have Nagy who comes from there. So yeah, Doug Peterson was before Nagy, I believe, right? One in this thing. Yeah, he was because Nagy
Yeah.
replaced Peterson. So Peterson, you know, he's cool his first year. Eagles go 7-9, rookie quarterback. Year two was ridiculous. Year two is the year we win the Super Bowl. Even before Nick Foles stepped into the field, the Eagles' offense was the best in the NFL. I think Juan has the stats right there. If you can put that graphic up just to give him a little visual. Eagles in 2017, the number one scoring offense, fourth passing, sixth rushing. We were dominant that year. It would have been more dominant if Carson Wentz didn't get hurt. You know, after that, we win a Super Bowl, but you can see the immediate drop off goes from 1 to 12. The fourth best passing offense goes to the 20th, and the rushing offense falls off as well. And yeah, we lost a couple of players, guys. But what we lost was Frank Wright. And I truly believe this Frank Wright was the mastermind behind those teams. I don't think Doug Peterson's a great offensive coach like he's like said to be. And you can see how bad the fall off is. Hey, look, Jacksonville year 1 was the best year, right? One?
Yeah.
It says it right there statistically. We had the best offense. Well, we got a little worse year 2. And year 3 was a freaking disaster. I know Trevor Lawrence got hurt, but it wasn't like they were lighting the world on fire before he got hurt one. And this is the Doug Peterson. I think his shit gets stale after a couple of years. Teams get on it. To me, a good coach like Sean McDermott, they were on the Jags' ass all night. All night. And of course, Trevor Lawrence still has his faults he has to clean up because every game or two, there's a couple of throws I'm like that Brian Thomas throw over the middle that was a pick to DeMar Hamlin. Shout out to him for getting his first career pick.
Yeah.
You got to hit that. He's too talented not to hit that throw, but that's not the reason they lost this game. They were down 27-3 when that happened. They were getting destroyed. And it's not like the Bills were struggling to put together. They were just running up and down the field. And this is what I've lived with the Eagles. It's Doug Peterson, man. I think it's the writing's on the wall. He's going to get fired. I don't know if Shad Khan would do it. And during the season, I'm not sure if they have that respect, but they're 0-3 and they look like the worst team of football. Let me rephrase. They're not the worst team of football. They're the most disappointing team of football by a wide margin, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson, Press Taylor, the DC, I can't think of his name right now. All their asses need to go. Clean house.
Yeah, I probably give it until week 6 or 7 where we see these guys out of Jacksonville, and they're gonna get a new coach. Honestly, part of me wants to put the blame on Trevor Lawrence just because my bar is high for Trevor Lawrence, and I think a lot of people forget about that. A lot of people were talking this dude up, like if he was the next.
Lost 2 games at Clemson his whole career.
Yeah, like Andrew Luck, John Elway, those are the guys that we're comparing them to in the draft. A generational type prospect. And to me, it's apparent that the contract, he's not that guy. I get that's the quarterback market, but I'm sorry, bro. I'm done with Trevor Lawrence as far as thinking of him as a team lifter. He doesn't elevate guys around him. I know the coaching sucks.
And I don't feel like the problem is talent, like weapons around him. I will say this, the O-line is pretty abysmal right now. Cam Robinson sucks. Walker Little's not that good. The O-line's a problem that they should have addressed, but it's not to the level of like Daniel Jones with the Giants from last year. It's not like they're not blocking a single soul.
But this.
But I agree with you.
You know this.
I agree.
There's elevators.
I agree with everything you said.
Yeah,
I agree.
There's elevators, and some guys just can't do it. And he's not one. I'm not saying he can't win a playoff game. I'm not saying that he can potentially win a Super Bowl.
He's played up to the level of Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. I mean, not to that level, but I'm saying that game, the Jaguars versus Chiefs, you weren't like, damn, Trevor Lawrence is holding this team back. That was not the case.
Yeah.
That was not the case.
I'm just saying,
it's sad to see.
The talks of putting him into the elite class potentially of a Mahomes, of an Allen, even a guy like Herbert. Sorry, he's never gonna be there. I don't think so. Like, I think we would see it with the bad coaching that he has gotten twice already in his career. He looks terrible. He needs a system around him. He needs some things to be good around him. It's what the guy needs. He's not an elevator like that. He's not what we drafted him to be. He's not number 1 pick John Elway, potential fucking, the guy. He's not.
I'm going to agree. I think there will be years in his career where he's sniffing that, 7th best, 8th best quarterback in the league, but he's never going to be an elite guy where like you're talking about this guy just carries a team by himself. I don't think he's that. I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
I truly agree.
Yeah, I got it.
Kind of reminds me of Carson Wentz a little bit.
Yeah, and
he hasn't played to the level of bad of Carson Wentz, but I'll say he has never played as good as Carson Wentz. And again, I'm not trying to bring the Eagles in this conversation. I'm just saying you think about an uber talented high pick who a lot of expectations on, and it just hasn't worked. And there's a lot of variety of reasons. I just think it's time to punt him being a top 5 quarterback. Like, I think I'm going to need to see a lot before I'm ready to say it ever again, if I ever even see it.
And we'll see who their next head coach is. I don't think Doug Peterson's going to make it through the year. I'll be very shocked. We'll see who it
Hey,
is.
if they turn it around, we'll be the first to say, "Oh, we were completely wrong." But man, as of right now, 0-3. They got Houston next week, division game. Houston
Yeah.
definitely wants to get back on track after they got their ass kicked by Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough sledding in Jacksonville.
Very tough sledding. And let's go to the second game, which probably a little bit more excited to talk about. Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders go into Cincinnati on Monday Night Football and beat the Bengals on prime time. Look, big kudos to three guys. Jayden Daniels, uh,
Cam Taylor Brett,
no,
way
not
to fuel the fire.
shout
Way to
out to him
fuel
too.
it.
Cliff
Yeah.
Kingsbury, and I keep on thinking Gus Bradley, but Dan Quinn, Kingsbury, and Jayden Daniels. I think they came out, they punched the Bengals in the mouth, and Jayden Daniels probably played one of the best rookie games that I can remember in a very long time, probably since like the Luck days.
That
He put on
best
a hell of
so far.
performance.
Best so far
Oh
of the
yeah, not
rookie
even close
quarterbacks.
so
Not even
far this
close.
year.
Yeah. We saw it all. We saw the elusiveness. I like what I saw when it came in terms of being reckless, but honing it in at times. He slid a few times, didn't get cracked a lot. He's obviously going to take hits. That's just part of his game. The deep balls, he started to hit them. The gorgeous throw to basically ice the game. And hey, look, I got a lot of respect for Luan Maruno. You want to test that rookie quarterback out. I'm not mad at the call. Send an all-out blitz. He gets popped. He's got to deliver a dime. You just got to shake the guy's hand, bro. Like, are you mad at that call? Or are you just like, shit, he got us,
The
man?
kid, yeah, the kid put on a fucking show, bro.
Yeah. But I'm disappointed by the Bengals defense in all the other aspects of it. Bengals defense, they look slow. They look like they're missing difference makers, right? Like, I like Logan Wilson, like Jermaine Pratt, but this team doesn't have that Chidobe Awuzie, Jesse Bates in the back end. Even when Von Bell was there playing out of his freaking mind, they don't have those guys.
Yeah,
They really don't. And the D line has lost a bit.
yeah.
Miles Murphy's out, first round pick from last year. I think it's like there's no reason to fire Zach Taylor. He hasn't done that bad of a job, but it's getting
It's panic
it's
time.
it's panic time for sure. It's definitely panic time. And Jane Daniels, tip my hat to you. You were
Yeah,
awesome, dude.
yeah.
And
You
there's guys
needed.
wide open. He can't get sacked. It's so hard to bring him down, dude. It's like Lamar Jr.
Well, you see, that's the thing. I kind of regret not putting him number two for
Oh yeah,
quarterbacks. I
me
regret it
too.
because he's so deadly in the pocket. Like he can deliver balls and just be like, hey, you know what? They're gonna keep me in the pocket. I'm just gonna deliver throws. And it quick release, accurate as fuck. Like he's a really good combination of like a running
His
quarterback with really good
athleticism
accuracy.
is completely different than Caleb. Where Caleb, he can make a couple guys miss, but he can't run away. Shane Daniels is like the fastest player on the field at times. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
And I'm shout out to Terry McLaurin because man, this guy's been one of the best receivers of his
he
generation,
deserves it.
and he just never has a quarterback. Never
Yeah.
had anybody. He's just ridiculously good, and has never had anybody,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And it's
Shout
just
out
awesome to see Jane Daniels.
shout out to the Commanders. Look, they're playing with house money. I'm not saying they're gonna be a playoff team or anything like that, but they're 2-1. They've won 2 games in a row. They're gonna be sneaky fun. We said it in the film. We watched the Jayden Daniels film in the preseason, and we're like, the Commanders are gonna be fun to watch. They're gonna be like just a fun team. And I think they're gonna
Yeah.
have ups and downs. There's gonna be a moment where Cliff Kingsbury's offense kind of goes stale in the middle of the season.
Next week they could get blown out by
Yeah,
whoever they play because they just came off like an emotional high of winning this game, which is a real thing in the NFL.
yeah.
But one, you haven't even unpacked the Cowboys angle of this. And what I mean by that is we were calling for Mike McCarthy's ass last year.
Mm.
Like, yo, promote Dan Quinn, go get Vrabel, go get Belichick. Commanders are 2-1, Cowboys are 1-2. McCarthy, I mean, just a terrible look for the organization.
I can't wait for that game because I said it in the beginning of the year. Like, it should have been as easy for the Cowboys to just fire McCarthy and hire Dan Quinn. Everyone liked him. He was the guy that all the players
And
respected.
and then if it was the same crap, you could have easily gotten the pass. Like, okay, fire him
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
It's
No
just
one would have blamed
remnants.
you. No one would have blamed you or looked at you dumb like, you guys hired Dan Quinn. Well, all right, Dan Quinn. He got the defense nice. Like, he's a leader. He's done it before. He's
Damn,
made a
it's the
Super
same
Bowl.
old shit with Dan Quinn as McCarthy. Okay, we'll fire him 1 year in. No big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, but
No big deal.
now he goes to the Commanders, your division rival, and I mean, come on. This is what coaching is about. It's like you uplift your team, you elevate your team to better than what they actually are. No one's saying that the Commanders are fucking good on paper against the Bengals. The Bengals got better everything almost. But what happens, the coaching and certain players that you're drafting, I know Jayden Daniels had a big part of it, but it is the coaching. Like the defense plays hard. They put them in certain positions. They're a well-coached team. They just look like it.
You know, and we obviously know they're not a good defense, but they bended a lot and they didn't break today. I think they held them to like 3 field goals, right? Held them to
Yeah.
like 3 field goals and possessions like that, and they couldn't get Washington off the field. So tip my hat to Jayden Daniels, A+ of a game from you, brother.
Yeah.
That was amazing to watch.
Very impressive, man. It was great to watch, and it breaks my heart because I wanted the Raiders to draft that guy. So
That's a great segue, Juan. That's a great
let's get
segue.
it over with. Okay, look.
Can you have sad music playing while you talk for this one, please?
No, but I'll have some amazing Carolina Panthers all 22 film playing in the background. Look, the Raiders should be absolutely like embarrassed. Okay. It happened. I had a feeling it was gonna happen.
You said it when we watched it together. Sorry, and bad
Yes.
luck.
Yeah, bad luck.
Second time now.
Yeah, second time I go to Max's house and
Look,
the Raiders get blown out.
it's a different house, but I just want to say this real quick. You're a tortured fan. You have been for your whole life. But how does it feel to just be like it just keeps happening? Like these type of games, and what I mean by that is, you know, Jeff Saturday with the Colts. This game. Like I don't think I've seen a team look this bad in 0-2 and then come out week 3 just like it was like shit. You guys were the worst team in football. So what I mean,
like I
part
get
of it
it.
is maybe you come off the high of Baltimore. Maybe that's it.
There's nothing.
But it's your home opener.
There's nothing. There's no breakdown. There's no rhyme or reason to it. The Raiders are gonna Raider, and it's more than ever this year because the last few years the Raiders have been that team where they can lose to anybody and they can beat anybody. Last week they went to Baltimore. They got a big W. And look, I had tremendous fucking confidence in the defense, bro. Okay, look, if you guys watch the channel, obviously I made a MJC original. Max helped me out with it, but
I had no part in the video. That was all one. No.
but I was confident in the defense. I was like, that's what we're gonna be able to lean on. I'm sorry, this more of the blame. 70% of the blame this week goes on the defense. They were terrible. I didn't know what I was watching out there. It looked like the
And it
2006 Raiders.
and it wasn't like, damn, you know, they've been holding all game and then they broke. It was like touchdown first drive, touchdown second drive, field goal third drive, touchdown fourth drive. It was I don't remember seeing the Panthers pump, but maybe once.
No.
You know, obviously we made that video and you know, Malcolm Coots gets hurt. I mean, this wasn't like losing TJ Watt the whole year, Crosby, but man, it's just this is
tough.
a horrible L.
And I'll finish it. I'll finish it with this. Look, shout out to the Carolina Panthers. We're gonna be coming out with a Bryce Young video pretty soon on a film breakdown. So go ahead and expect that to come out. But Andy Dalton, kudos to you, bro. You came out. He looked like a veteran quarterback. He made all the throws. He opened up the offense, and I think it's great for them to have that win. It's horrible for Bryce Young, but it's great for the Panthers because I think it helps out the head coach, Dave Canal, whatever his name is. I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah,
But
you got it. Dave Canales, whatever.
But it's great confidence for the team to be like, all right, we're good. We believe in the system. Like it was just our quarterback. Like that's what happens. And hopefully like they won't be as bad as what they started off this year. And then on the Raiders side, look, I love Antonio Pierce. I love the attitude he brings. I love his energy. But it's just certain shit like this can't happen, bro. You're on a thin leash. You're not an experienced head coach. We'll see what happens. We heard the comments in the press conference this week about players making business decisions. And he was talking about Jack Jones not going out there and, gang tackling and, shying away from contact. We'll see how it goes, bro. It's a bad look, bro. The Raiders are gonna Raider, bro. The Raiders are gonna fucking Raider. I'm used to it. I'm not gonna jump ship. I'm always gonna be a Raider fan. You guys know this, but it just sucks. All right, it sucks every year that it has to fucking be this way. And until we either get a franchise guy like Josh Allen or an amazing coach like Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan, this is the reality we're gonna have to live with. Because in the NFL, I feel like you need one of those things. You need a really good quarterback or you need a really good head coach.
That's a great segue one. I think we should bring up, good coaches this weekend. Look, the performances that stick out to me, obviously Monday night, Sean McDermott. But over the weekend, Sean McVay was a masterclass of something you see. At the same time, Matt LaFleur, I don't think he gets enough credit in Green Bay because he just inherited a good team and Aaron Rodgers was there and he's the MVP and he just carried it. It matters. Good coaching matters. We talked about situation. We had talked about Bryce Young, how the situation matters and coaching matters. Minnesota, prime example. Sam Darnold, guy no one thought nothing of this offseason. Like, oh, that's a cool move. Playing out of his mind. I don't. Which coach would you want to start at?
Let's start with Kevin O'Connell, bro. The Vikings are 3-0. Okay. And they have done a fantastic job, Max, of bringing in Flores, O'Connell running the offense with Sam Darnold, signing guys like Aaron Jones. They have the superstar in Justin Jefferson. They just beat a Houston Texans team that everyone was slobbering all over 2 weeks in a row. All the weapons in the world.
Beat might be an understatement.
Yeah. They pummeled them. Like they look like a broken offense. Van Ginkel has been playing great for the Vikings. Harrison Smith looks rejuvenated. I love what the Vikings are doing, bro. Like, is this for real with the Vikings? Because I'm leaning towards it
I'm not
is.
ready. I'm not ready to say it. That's just my own personality if I'm wanting to see things. But look, I can't underestimate how they played in 3 weeks. They've been the best surprise in football, up there for best team through 3 weeks. Just the performances they've given, beaten San Francisco, who's the class of the NFC over the last few seasons, who, albeit, are dealing with a lot of injuries, but still, they're a great fucking team. They beat the brakes off the Giants, and they beat the brakes off a good Houston team that me and you really, really enjoy, really like. Kevin O'Connell doesn't get enough credit. Play with Josh Dobbs, lost Kirk Cousins. Look, I think you're seeing something in his offense that you weren't really able to see with Kirk Cousins at his peak. The movement of Sam Darnold is real. He's been like that since USC. He's always been a guy who can scramble. The difference is when he scrambles now and moves around, bad things don't happen as much.
Yeah.
The occasional you'll see like, oh crap, that was bad. He had one play, me and you were like, what are you doing? Stop. But his athleticism is real. He's a baller. I love it. I'm happy for the kid, man. It just makes me kind of scared because I think JJ's more talented than him. And if you get JJ McCarthy back there, you have your franchise guy, and
Yeah.
you have everything that you don't have with Kirk Cousins, who we saw at times on Sunday night just to drag him through the dirt a little. Statue, just statue,
Yeah. And
statue.
I'm ready. I've already seen enough. It's not gonna matter what happens to the Vikings as far as them like making it to the playoffs, making a deep playoff run, whatever. I don't care. I've seen enough from Kevin O'Connell the last couple of seasons, including this one.
Wow, Packers next week, and Jets, then Lions.
That's gonna be a great watch. But I'm ready to throw Kevin O'Connell into at least top 7 coaches, maybe even top 5 coaches in the NFL. That's how highly I'm thinking of him. It's like I love the coaches that bring in great coordinators, like a Flores. And we're going to see this maybe next year because maybe Flores has like a great year and he gets shipped off, goes, go be a
He
head
gets a
coach
second
somewhere.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bet you O'Connell's not gonna miss a fucking beat, bro, because they just keep on finding guys like this. McVay just finds guys. LaFleur, he finds guys. Shanahan, how many guys does Shanahan ship out and be like, he's gonna be a coach somewhere else? Saleh, McDaniels. It's like these guys just find ways. They're so creative, they're so innovative on both sides of the ball. They elevate players like Brock Purdy, like Sam Darnold, like Malik Willis. It's incredible to watch, bro. And I can't stress it enough that coaching fucking matters, bro. It fucking matters in the league, dude. And Kevin O'Connell needs to get the respect that I feel like he deserves. And we need to
He's
start
definitely
throwing him into that
underrated, man.
conversation.
Definitely underrated. Yeah. Like I don't have a hierarchy of coaches. Maybe that's something we do in the future, but like you said, O'Connell has just proven time and time again, like, hey, I'm a good freaking coach. I can make shit work with nothing. The offense, like you say, like, hey, you're an offensive coach, have a good offense. You always talk about that with Salas. Like, you're a defensive coach. Why is your defense crappy?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's one thing with like we say with Stefanski. It's like, damn, like I know this year's been a little rough, but it's like last year, like you're one with Joe Flacco, who was dead. Like no one had heard from him in like 2 years. This is like you say, coaching matters, and I want to tip my hat to Sean McVay because they should have lost that game. They had no business even competing. Hey, the Niners are hurt. I know George Kittle's hurt. I know Deebo Samuel's hamstring hurts. Of course, whoever Javon Hargrave got hurt in the game. You know what the Rams don't have? 2 tackles, both starting receivers. They have a shitty defense. They don't have the greatest. They don't have an offensive coordinator. That's Sean McVay. He's the head coach and coordinator. I think that's William Cohen, but it's still McVay. We know he's the guy. DC, nobody really. They lost their guy. They have a first-year guy there, like as on the Rams, and he just gets it done, man. That was a masterclass. And again, Stafford, underrated quarterback of his generation, Hall of Fame type guy. I tip my hat to McVay because the Rams were desperate for a win. They really deserve. Jawan Jennings was the second coming of Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson combined in that game, and they somehow were able to pull it out of their ass. And it was just Stafford masterclass and McVay dialing it up.
Yes.
Screen game when the pass rush was getting there. It was awesome to see.
They had no business winning that game.
They were down like 14-0 and they started coming back. I'm like, what is going on?
The
Niners choked this game.
The Rams couldn't complete a fucking pass until like early
like
in the
second quarter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's like, dude, they got bludgeoned by Arizona last week. This Rams team, look, guys, the injuries have ravaged the offense. The offense was their only chance of winning games this year, and it's ravaged. Again, Stafford's still finding a way. Tutu Atwell getting into it. Demarcus Robinson.
It's amazing. It's amazing. That's why, like...
And then Malik Willis is winning games, like, easily. Like, Malik Willis is passing the ball all of a sudden. They're running still. Like, dude, Tennessee, we've talked about, their defense is, like, just as good as it did with Vrabel. Like, damn, they're kind of competing. And then it's like, holy crap, they're torching them. And Will Levis obviously doesn't help, but LaFleur winning the Packers to be 2-1, to go 2-0 without Jordan Love, that's a hell of a coaching job.
Yes.
That's a hell of a coaching job.
Hell of a coaching job all this week.
And now what you've done by doing that is now Jordan Love doesn't have to rush back.
Yeah.
Now you're not like, oh, dude, please, like, you're good. We can actually lose a game. We'll be okay.
Yeah.
In the standings.
Yeah. Yeah. Great to see. McVay's always going to be that guy.
I want to say one more thing about LaFleur.
Go ahead.
Sometimes being a coach is understanding your position. And what I mean by that is, hey, Kyle Shanahan, right? Great, one of the best coaches in football.
Mm-hmm.
What's his biggest kryptonite, would you say, Juan? What's been the weakest position he's had in his whole a quarterback, right?
Quarterback.
And not just the quarterback, the starter, the backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
When Brock Purdy got hurt in the NFC Championship game, who'd they have? Josh Johnson. Wow. That's a really impressive name to have. And don't give me this shit of you can't win a game with a backup quarterback. Hey, what happened when the Chiefs lost Patrick Mahomes and late in the game? Chad Henne comes in and what's he do? One closes it out.
Yeah.
So I bring this up because Matt LaFleur, they traded for Malik Willis, and I'm sure they never thought in a million years we'd have to turn to him. But they turned to him. They had a plan because I'm sure this was the plan. Like, hey, if Jordan Love ever goes down, we're going to have this rushing thing going on. We have a good defense. Yeah. Mike McDaniel. What the fuck made you think Tua was this Iron Man? Because he played 1 year and was healthy. Tyler Huntley was just sitting there getting cut by the Browns, and you have Skylar Thompson, who I think might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen. He's up there.
Yeah.
He's fucking up there. Yeah. And that's what I talk about, how coaching matters and managing a position and making sure your job as a coach is to not just have the starters ready. McVay's losing 2 linemen in the game. He's like, all right, we're going to shift this. We're going to do this.
Well,
bang,
knowing your players, knowing your limitations, like you said.
If you're the GM of the fucking Dolphins and coach, I get you think Tua's the guy. But you're also like, you're not really been the healthiest fucking guy.
Concussions.
Here, right? Yeah. He's kind of one concussion away from never playing again.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit. And that's who you have. And now your season, you're 1-2. And the Dolphins, do you really feel confident whoever they play? You're like, oh, they can win.
No.
Not really. Not without Tua.
Yeah.
That's 4 weeks. You're 1-5 after 5 weeks, let's just say. Yeah. Just because you let your whole season kind of get away from you because you didn't have a backup fucking quarterback. Hey, if the Bills don't have one, I'm kind of like, well, yeah, Josh Allen's never missed a start, knock on wood.
They got Trubisky.
It's like, yeah, they got Trubisky. You're like, oh, he's kind of fine. But hey, don't do your fucking job, Mike McDaniel. Go get a backup quarterback when you had the chance to, but you were like, nah, we'll go with Skylar Thompson. What? And dude, I can't even explain how bad he was. Here's the play. There's a Hail Mary before half, and he's just scared to throw the fucking ball and he gets sacked.
Yeah. It's even like the Rams a couple of years ago with Wolford. Like the backup, like McVay just finding guys, it's really evident, bro. The coaching around the NFL.
Shanahan with Mullins, bro. Like, come on. Like, I'm sorry, Mike McDaniel. I think Jimmy G sucks. You couldn't have him just like on the team.
Yeah.
I couldn't just have him. I know he missed the first 2 games because of suspension, but you're more confident in Skylar Thompson, who's done nothing in the NFL?
Yeah, terrible.
That was my little rant. I'm sorry. That was my little rant because I just wanted to throw some shade at Mike McDaniel because I believe that's on you, brother. That's on fucking you and the GM. Both of you.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to another storyline. Let's go to the Saints. All right. Saints and Eagles. Your Eagles go into New Orleans and get a dub. All right.
Man, how was the experience of watching? I don't think we've watched a lot of Eagles games together.
No, but definitely on like on the mic. Like
can you describe what it's like? Like in real life?
I mean, it's great. It's great. You're pessimistic like me, everything goes wrong. You think you're gonna lose the game the whole time.
What'd you hear for 3 quarters?
That you guys suck and
this team.
I
hate this team.
Yeah. That you guys suck and you hate the decisions to go for it on 4th down. You guys missed out on 9 points.
I was right about that. You agree. Like, yeah, don't take. I remember saying, please, Saquon, just run it 60 yards, please. Please. That's our only hope. And then he did it like 3 plays later. And dude, let me give you guys this. One had a horrible weekend, but this was before the Raiders game. But there was we watched with my dad and my sister-in-law's boyfriend Michael, and my dad's like, what the fuck is wrong with Derek Carr? Juan was so fucking happy. He was like, he goes, this is it. This is what I live. That's what I know. And I'm like, that was literally, I think he got hit like the 3rd snap, and your Juan's like, rattle him. He's gonna get fucking rattled.
Look, I love Derek Carr, bro. I do. Like, I think he has great talent. Like we've seen it the last 2 weeks, Max. But this is what he does. He lures your ass in.
Was the Derek Carr game. This is the Raiders have won 3 straight games. We're playing like a crappy team, and it's just shit. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
And don't the Eagles D-line kick the ass of the Saints. But Derek Carr was just a shell, man. He was a shell.
And CJ Gardner-Johnson opened his mouth, always talking smack, and I mean, he proved it on the field, He said they ain't gonna be nothing. People got to remember they have Derek Carr, and as
That's fucked.
as much as I love Derek Carr, I mean he's kind of right, bro. Like Derek Carr just has these games where you're just like, what the fuck? Like, is this the same guy? Is this the same guy that played last week?
The Eagles had like 0 points through 3 quarters, basically.
Yeah.
The Saints were like they couldn't move the ball. They couldn't like they would hit. It's funny because there were just chances, and then Derek Carr like one good play, and it was just so inconsistent because they couldn't run the ball, right?
Yeah.
And obviously it's hard, but that's what we talk about. There's certain quarterbacks, man, you can't really run the ball. You can still get it done, but this Derek Carr. This is Derek Carr. The Derek Carr game, the one you're supposed to win. Coming off an Eagles defense that looked like crap.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the Eagles defense, man. They answered the bell.
I love Nakobe Dean, how he's playing. Love Jalen Carter. Jordan Davis, still a little underwhelming, but I still like him.
Yeah.
Still want to see more.
And it goes.
Dude, Bryce Huff sucks. I want to say that real quick. 3 weeks, been pretty bad. But I still believe.
And it goes to show you that I know you guys lost on Monday night and it was a tough loss, but the Eagles are going to be fine. You know, it was a tough situation. Saquon dropped the ball. He catches the ball, you guys win that game. You know, the defense had a rough night that night, but they came out, they responded. I thought Jalen Hurts played fine. I know they missed out on a lot of field goals. They went for it on 4th down a lot, but
that's not Jalen Hurts' fault.
No.
By the way.
No.
And hey, you didn't mention Lane Johnson goes out. Devontae Smith gets cheap shotted. How's that not a flag? NFL. Typical referee.
That
antics.
Was supposed to be a flag.
Lane Johnson, Mekhi Becton, and they got it done. And even though it should have been a lot easier, I think you'd agree with that.
Yes.
Because you just take your fucking points and this is the thing about analytics. I'm going to rant real quick, and I ran it last week. It's like, yo, I get it. I got it. But do you have any concept that this game is a defensive like stalemate and we should just take the points because neither team's doing shit? Or let me rephrase, Eagles are moving the ball and it's like, oh, we can just, you can still win with field goals, right? Like Mike Tomlin proved that week 1, he kicked 6 field goals and they fucking won.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just stupidity. Stupidity, man.
Yeah. Look, this is why the Saints were a wait and see. We'll see how they do.
Real quick, is Sirianni like he coaching himself up your ladder or just like he's holding steady because you're like, God damn you.
The Eagles are so talented. I think Howie Roseman really did like.
No, but I know I get that. But like as a coach, are you just like, I don't know what to make of you.
Yeah, I don't.
Hey, Staley, kick the fucking ball. Dan Campbell, please kick field goals. Points matter.
Yeah. Even though the field goal kicking was kind of rough this week, but
yeah,
Jake Elliott's solid. Like Jake Elliott should be.
He's
kicking
good.
Those field
He's
goals.
one of the best kickers in football.
Yeah,
missed a kick, but whatever.
Yeah,
it happens.
Yeah, but we'll see how the Eagles look. The only thing that's really concerning is your guys' wide receivers. Devontae Smith might be out for 1 game at least. You know how they do with concussions. It seems like
to Saquon, brother. Just a shit. We're good.
No AJ Brown. 2 receivers.
We're fine. We don't have no line. Just hand it to Saquon. Watch the match. We really wanted to give Saquon what it felt like in New York, so we're just like gonna have no weapons around him. Shitty O-line.
Make him feel at home.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't want him to feel too good, for 3 weeks of running with open lanes.
Exactly. All right. Anything else, Max, on the Eagles and Saints?
No. Who do you want to hit next?
Okay, I do want to hit this team. Let's hit the Steelers, man. Look, Steelers are fucking 3-0, bro. And I'm convinced they have the best defense in the league. It's really great. Shout out to Patrick Queen. He was a guy that I was kind of looking down on because I was like, Roquan Smith, how good is he really going to be? He's been a force in Pittsburgh along with TJ Watt and that whole defense, man. They're super talented.
Can I be honest, one? I'm not that impressed with the defense. I'm just blown away by it, like the line. They wreak havoc at such a level where it's like the rest of the defense, man. I'm like, how good are you guys? Like, I haven't seen a play really. I'm like, God, it's Watt, it's Highsmith, it's Leo, it's Hayward. I'm like, God damn. Like, can somebody else make a play on this
I
fucking
mean, but
team?
that's the way their defense is built. You know, they
I
build
know.
it
I'm
from the
just
D
saying. I
line.
don't. This defense line is just wreaking. I wrote in my notes. This defense line wins the games by themselves sometimes. It's like they wreak so much fucking havoc.
Yeah. Joe Alt, who is unfortunately hurt, he's probably gonna miss a couple games. Had a welcome to the NFL moment in this game against TJ Watt.
I think what you mean to say is you had a welcome to the NFL game because
Game.
it was
Yeah.
all game.
So look, we talked. The defense is great. I think this is the recipe for the Steelers. They ugly up games. They win ugly. They want to fucking brawl out with you. And the
Don't
offense,
don't mess with the offense. Just leave it. This is what at least there's a chance for explosive plays with Justin Fields, right? Like
yes,
that's what you're banking on.
I I fall in love with Justin Fields so easily. I love what I see. I really do.
I don't feel like he's playing out of his mind. I'm just like, you're playing good, dude. You're playing fine. Like this, there's
He's
no
playing really good, bro. He's
yeah. I'm
making the
like, you're
throws
playing
when he
good.
has to. He's using his athleticism, and I don't even think they're opening the playbook for him like that.
Yeah, I feel like they're running a vanilla brand of offense, very,
Yeah.
very conservative offense where it's not really like he threw that touchdown to Calvin Austin. The announcer's like, "Look at this window." I'm like, first of all, it's wide open. Like, and there's nobody for like 5 yards. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
and look,
But I mean,
it
he's
can get
definitely gotten
ugly.
better.
It can get
Yeah.
ugly at like I said, they like to ugly up the game. So sometimes the offense will go
Look,
3-and-out like 4 straight times.
and
But
and there's one thing to say: they haven't played anybody worth the shit yet. No offense, not
Chargers,
not trying to. Hey, I like the Chargers. I'm not ready to say they're the best team in the AFC West, even though I said that like all afternoon because I was screwing with you.
okay, how do you feel about the
But
Chargers? So Herbert's probably gonna look like he's missing games. Alt is out. Slater is
yeah,
hurt. The injuries are piling up. Derwin James is suspended next game. What's up with the
who was
Chargers?
the safety? Who was up with the safety? Kareem Jackson. Derwin James wants to be like Kareem Jackson. He just loves to get one. I told her again, like he loves that. He loves the unnecessary roughness. Look, I think the Chargers are going to be a middling team this year, but they're going to. I think you've clearly seen they're headed in the right direction after 3 weeks. Correct?
Yeah, they'll be fine with Harbaugh, but I don't think they're a year
They're
away.
not a playoff team. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like you've seen like a toughness from them you didn't see last year. You're like, wow. Like last year, the Steelers might have run for 300 yards on them, and that's what I like to see, that they're growing. And obviously, hey, they've gotten more out of Quentin Johnson than I ever thought possible. I was like, wow,
Joey
this
Bosa's
this has
hurt too.
what's fucking new with that guy? What's new? Khalil Mack and still got it. Look, if Herbert's going to be gone for like 4 weeks, it's going to be bad. If they can like stave off a week or two, again, he shouldn't have played that game with a high ankle sprain. He's Herbert's a warrior.
Mm.
But yeah, Chargers are a year away. Steelers, what an awesome start for you guys. When do they play like their first test? Let me see their schedule.
Probably whenever they play the Ravens or Bengals.
They play the Colts. They play the Cowboys in 2 weeks. That's a great game. That's a good test for them because they could really kick the Cowboys' ass.
I don't.
Okay, what do you think about the Cowboys?
All right,
let's do it.
They're not a good team. I don't feel like they're that good. Their defense lacks the
Toughness, big people.
toughness, the ability to stop the run. It's not good. Their offense, they have no run game on offense. Part of it, I know they started off, behind early and it got ugly early. So they obviously
haven't ran the ball in 3 games that well, but yes, correct.
Yeah. But this team's not good. I said it last week. Maybe I was a little bit harsh with my words saying that, they're a mediocre team. They're probably a little bit better than that, but I don't feel like they're gonna win the NFC East. I have more confidence in the fucking Commanders winning the NFC East than the Cowboys.
So real quick, they're going to win by 50 this week because they're playing the Patriots, right? Just before you say all this, and then it starts again,
Yeah.
right?
They beat the bad teams.
This is how it goes. No, they don't just beat them. They're like, let me show you. Like this is like, let me obliterate your little brother on Madden real quick.
Yeah.
This is what they do. And until I see otherwise, they're a joke. They're not going nowhere. You should have fired McCarthy, like we said. And I don't really care about that comeback because it was a fluke because they got an onside kick. Like that was that literally just changed the whole complexion of the game, even though they should have never got it. So they got their ass kicked, and Derrick Henry, it was awesome to see him back.
Yeah. Yeah. Lamar and the Ravens are going to be fine. It was a little blip, from the Raiders last week. They got the
Hey,
job done.
there's still that thing to worry about where they just love to blow leads. They're just like, please
I know.
blow it.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I don't
Justin
have.
Tucker had to die last week as the best kicker in football.
But yeah, I don't trust the Cowboys one bit. I don't think they're a good team. Yeah, bad coaching, not really an identity. One thing about Michael Parsons is fantastic. He's a great pass rusher. I do think he lacks in the run game quite a bit.
I don't necessarily feel like he's built for the run game as much
Yeah.
as other guys.
Like, do you notice that
I-
teams run on his side a lot?
oh yeah, they run wherever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
I'll say one guy who's just Mozzie Smith just gets moved around. Like, didn't you see that? It's like,
Yeah.
just here you go. I don't know. Like, it's kind of a bad look for the Cowboys because they got, like, I think they got their ass kicked, to be honest. I know they made a big comeback late, which was cool. But the whole NFC East had a great weekend. The Giants, I just want to touch on them for like 2 minutes. They played good for 2 straight weeks. Last week, they didn't have a kicker, and that maybe cost them the game. Tip my hat to Dayball on that performance. And I literally said after the first play where they fumbled this kickoff and then got a touchdown the next play, I was like, oh, they're fucked. They're going to lose this game. They came out of Malik Neighbors looking like a stud. Looking. Daniel Jones, Tip, you got to give him credit when he gets it. It was awesome. He was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Against
Shout out to the
Cleveland
Giants
defense.
Anything else, Max? Because I'm good.
I think we hit a lot of the teams. Tampa Bay guys, don't worry. It happens. You could have an emotional week, big game. You lose. It happens.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, the last thing. If you guys are interested in a really shittily coached game with horrible offense, go watch Indianapolis versus the Bears. Please. And we didn't talk about this. Actually, we have one more topic. I'm sorry. Why do these bad fucking coaches keep getting jobs?
Shane Waldron, you're talking about?
Shane Waldron? Luke Getsy? Let me get my notes really quick because I forgot I wanted to bring this up. I just don't get it. Shane Waldron, guys. 2021, 20th best pass offense. Then he had the 11th rushing. It's never like a top thing. It's like, hey, we're right in the middle of the pack. The last 2 years, he's been towards the bottom of the league in both. How do we keep hiring this guy? Why do we hire this guy for our rookie quarterbacks? Just like, hey, just teach him the NFL for a fucking year, and then we'll fire you.
Yeah, it's bad. I think the coaching is terrible in Chicago.
Play calling is abysmal.
Yeah,
abysmal.
Yeah,
man.
but the coaching in general
is playing fine. I don't feel like Eberflus is doing that bad of a job with the defense, but the offense is in such a state where it's on Eberflus for he hired the fucking guy. It's abysmal, dude. They got to the 1 yard line, and they were like, "Let's just run inside zone 4 straight times. Yeah. Oh, sorry, 3 straight times. Then we'll do a speed option that loses 10 yards." We won't let our quarterback throw it once. We don't do a play action. We don't go heavy and then throw a play action. That Jayden Daniels throw to the lineman, great play design. Great, play call, everything.
Yeah.
Bears don't have that. Caleb Williams threw 55 times?
Unbelievable. They can't block. They can't block. The play calling is terrible. It's not that good of concepts. Caleb is stuck in a bad situation. It's a shame because they're probably going to win enough games for them to keep Eberflus, and it's going to be bad. Because I'm convinced. I think Caleb is good. I think he's fine. I think he's dealing with a really, really, really bad situation more than people realize.
And I think we thought that because they were good last year with Justin Fields. Okay. So the levels of O-line, like Justin Fields made this O-line look a little better than they were.
Yeah.
But hey, guys like Darnell Wright, really underwhelming so far. Really taking a step back. Nate Davis, horrible.
Right.
Just bad. Really bad. And I just want to say, hey, but don't hire these stupid OCs. Yeah. Stop hiring Shane Waldron. Stop hiring.
Well, a lot of the offensive coordinators, a lot of the good ones, they go to good situations. They know.
That's true.
They know. They're not going to go work for a guy like Doug Pederson. You know what I mean? Like, When do you see like the hot,
Press Taylor. Exactly. Yeah, perfect.
you know?
You're 100% right, one.
Yeah, they go to
Like,
good
yo,
situations. Like I'm gonna go
Bobby Bobby Slowick's never in, like, a bad situation. He's
right.
always like, "Oh, we always have good offense." Like, even Dayball, like, we talk kinda crap about him as a head coach in Buffalo, he was the man. He was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So
just it's just dumb to see. It's just dumb to see. I hate to see guys who like, one, how do you hire a guy who was 28 last year? Like, in both things, and now they're 30th.
yeah. Um, same thing with the
And
Raiders. Like
and
they had a
and
chance.
and
I
yeah.
know you were clowning me that day because I know I wouldn't throw Cliff Kingsbury into like, the gurus of fucking, head.
That's where I clown him because he got a lot of that, like, he's the next Shanahan because he's young and he's
Right.
attractive looking. It's like but he's not the level of bum that Getsy is. I don't like
Yeah.
Getsy at
You
all.
remember how fucking pissed off I was that we hired Getsy and we lost out on
Yep,
Kingsbury? I was so
yep.
fucking mad, bro. Because at least you want something that's modern in there. You want modern shit. It's like a lot of the West Coast shit, bro.
Dude,
Like,
what about the Eagles last year? Brian Johnson.
no,
How horrible was he?
yeah, terrible.
Sorry, go ahead. You said in the West Coast.
Yeah, like
It's
West
old. Is it
Coast
stale?
bullshit. It's West Coast bullshit, bro. I think a lot of the more creative shit that McVay, Shanahan, Flores, like LaFleur, like the
Even
concepts that,
McDaniel.
yeah, McDaniels, like the concepts that they bring. That's what's ruling the NFL right now. I'm not saying go 100% to it, but you have to have a good combination. I'm not saying go 100% West Coast or 100% that Shanahan shit. It's like you got to have a good mixture. You got to have a bag, bro.
Yo, I'll say this. Joe Brady's a guy who's impressed me with the way he's calling the games in Buffalo. I really
Yes.
like it. It's a mix of old and new. Look, bro, I personally hate teams that never get under center because I feel like that just limits you so much. It's
Yes.
like the Eagles do that a lot. They don't get under center a lot, and I hope we can kind of get to it because, dude, I love getting under center. You pull a guard, you smash them inside, and you're pulling the guard. You're doing that. One thing I've seen from the Eagles is play action where you got guards pulling. It's like that's creativity.
Yeah.
It's in it like, dude, we talked about Bryce Young. It's like, look at that fucking play action. Wow, that
It's
sold it.
hard. It's hard nowadays. It's hard nowadays, Max, to like my guys are better than yours and we're going to beat you that way. I think defense is kind of falling away from that. I think the defense has to be more schematically like more advanced now.
Oh yeah, well we've seen a way with the Seattle. Like, we're playing cover 3 all fucking game.
Right. Those
You
days are
can't. It's like
over. You can't
we
you
figured
got to
out how
have
to beat it.
creative, bro. You got to be
Yeah.
creative. Those
And that's where
days
we've
are
given
done.
guys like Luan Moreno so much credit, D'Amico, Sala back in the day. We've given all those guys so much credit. Dude, Steichen with the Eagles was creative. It was like, look at this
Yeah.
offense, man. We're pulling guards, we're going inside, we're having a
Mhm.
quarterback draw with the pulling center.
Yeah.
Like cool shit like that. And it's unfortunate to see like Caleb Williams, bad OC, obviously. Like, hey, I don't love Cliff. If you can do this game every game, I'll love you, bro. Because this was the best game by far. It was run the ball, get outside, quick little passes, dump off here. That's the shit I like. Even Zach Taylor, I like his offense with Joe. Like, dude, the offense in Cincinnati wasn't the problem today.
Right.
They were fucking moving that rock.
Yeah.
And then you see guys like McCarthy, and it's like, oh, this cool. Run slants. Let's run slants.
Yeah, like let's hope
That'll get
CeeDee
'em.
Lamb, and Dak Prescott doing an amazing play. That's what it comes down to, That can only get you so fucking far, bro. All right.
Correct. That's it for me. I'm done with everything. I ranted today. I'm sorry.
Welcome to a Raider life. Anyway, look, we appreciate you guys rocking with us, man. If you got in this far into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. All right, hit that like button. We
Thumbs
greatly
up.
appreciate it. Yeah, all that good stuff. Comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have about week 3. And we'll catch you guys later on this week. All right, we'll be coming out with more content, so stay tuned. Till then, we out. Peace.